what was the level of involvement of the community in the reenactment of the removal of the Japanese?
We had hundreds of people involved. We're grateful to the University of California, Santa Cruz, because there's a group called Rainbow Theater, Don Williams. Okay. We could not have, we couldn't have put it on without the help from Rainbow Theater. We had school children from Calabasas, 5th grade, helping, high school students helping. They did some of our video work. We had police cadets, we had Boy Scouts, we had Girl Scouts, we had the YWCA, fire department, police department. We had to work with Caltrans, the Metro bus system, because we were using Highway 152 in the middle of the town.
Nowhere.
Hundreds of people came to help. And the thing is that only in Watsonville could it be done. Okay, the streets look the same, the houses look the same, and the Vest Memorial Building, where we filmed the outdoor portion, is right next to Watsonville High School. Okay, so everything's really close in Watsonville. So, and it helps when your former students are the police chief.
So, for the education system now, do you think they teach enough about the internment, or would you like to see more information about it in textbooks?
Well, you know, for a long time, we only had 2 paragraphs in the U.S. history textbook. One, we were interned, and 2, there was a group of soldiers that fought in Europe. And so it took us 10 years, when I say us, the Japanese American Citizens League, it took us 10 years to change the social studies curriculum, and then get the state to adopt it, and then get people to write it, okay, textbooks. And we found a guy named Nash from UCLA who was willing to write it. So now we have 4 pages. But along with that, and this was the beauty, along with the inclusion of our story, the whole civil rights movement about women and Rosie the Riveter helping during World War II, and so about Hispanics and their contribution, about blacks and their contributions. So there was a whole civil rights movement
that goes along with it.
But the danger now is that right-wing reactionaries want to eliminate that portion. Okay.
So like what's going on with Texas right now, kind of thing.
Absolutely. That's why what's happening in Texas is a major concern. Yeah, because Texas and California are the 2 biggest textbook
publishers and buyers. So it affects about half the United States.
And there's a movement, a right-wing movement that is contrary to what we call progress.
Is there any other question?
I did think of something. Hold on, what was I going to ask? Oh, I was just wondering, like, if you could elaborate on, like, how did Watsonville, well, I know you were really young when you were evacuated, but were there, like, just major differences, like, before and after, like, particularly with the Braceros program? Was part of the reason that was formed was to bring in workers because so many of the Japanese workers were taken out. So when the Japanese came back, was there like tension? Were the Mexicans concerned about like their jobs being taken? Like you said, the Japanese don't really want those jobs, but were you guys able to find other jobs when you came back?
Yeah, there was plenty of work.
Right.
Okay, so that that part. And wages were low, but then living expenses were not that high. What's going to happen is that about 1/3 of all those that were in Watsonville before the war returned. 2/3 did not.
So where did those 2/3?
The 2/3 went elsewhere, okay, to different cities, but also different parts of the country.
Like you said, someone to New Jersey.
Chicago, they went to Philadelphia, they went to New York, and they went to different cities and jobs and acceptance and such. So we're very fortunate in that sense. We were fortunate in that the land that we had, the farmers, okay, there were individuals, Caucasian friends, okay, who looked out after the property, so that when we came back, they turned over the keys and says, okay. Some of them actually farmed the land and put the profits into their bank account.
Wow.
That was really nice.
That's amazing.
So without friends, without loyal friends, Japanese Americans could never make it from this country.
So what's the population of Japanese in Watsonville today?
Probably less than 1,000.
Oh, so it's really small.
It's very small. The whole county has about 1,800 maybe. We're going to find out, with the census. Okay.
Oh, that's true.
And a lot of that, we're finding out that there's several hundred people who work for UCSC, and we never really see them, never really hear them. And we don't know they're here.
Yeah.
We usually hear about them if there are problems. But they're so well received, and they're doing a good job that they don't have the problems of discrimination and such. So in that sense, we're very happy.
Yeah. So in terms of like our class is focusing on memories of World War II. So I know you just said the population of Watsonville is very small of the Japanese, but when you did the reenactment, was the greater community besides the Japanese very involved? Do they remember World War II also?
Who remembered World War II?
Watsonville as a whole.
Okay.
Did
when we did the reenactment?
Yeah.
Yeah, there were many people who remembered what happened to us, and they related their stories to us. In fact, we were out there searching. One of the things that we wanted to do, because we had these goals. Okay, one, tell about our internment and such. Tell about our soldiers with the Military Intelligence Service and with the 142nd Service of and tell about life in camp. But also, what was really important was thank those individuals, Caucasian, Chinese Americans, and others, who were helpful. And we were 60 years late, and we should have done it a lot sooner. But some of the people were still alive. They were still alive. George Carls was 94 years old, and he went to Japanese school. He was a farmer, okay, as a youngster. He went to Japanese school. It was embarrassing. He knew more Japanese than I did. So I think what's really important is that we had good friends. And without good friends, we never would have made it.
So the reenactment was really well received.
It was well received, and but it's so hard to do. Okay, communities just can't go, oh, let's do a reenactment. No,
There's a lot of planning, a lot of money.
Getting costumes, and we found people who would collect costumes of the 1940s. Getting uniforms was more difficult, the soldiers' uniform, because we didn't want the 1944 kind of uniform. Those are a dime a dozen. But getting the uniform in 1938, 1939, 1940, tin plates on their, getting those uniforms difficult. Sometimes it was hard to get soldiers because they're playing the bad guy.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. And who wants to? I said, wait.
Not all soldiers were bad.
A lot of the soldiers were so helpful to the children and to others, to the elderly. So when we told that story, then we got volunteers.